This weekend I got a couple calls from the media asking me questions about Rick Perry, our governor here in Texas, the statements he made about possible secession. Now, he didn't call for secession, but he was restating a principle that was long held, and at least in the original time of our country, and that is that there was a right to secession. Actually, after the Civil War, nobody believes there is a so-called right to secession, but it is a very legitimate issue to debate, because all the states that came into the Union before the Civil War believed they had a right to secede. And New England in the early part of the 19th century actually considered it, and nobody questioned them about whether they had the right to do it or not. Since the Civil War, it's been sort of a dead issue, but he brought it up. It stirred the media, and believe me, it really stirred some of the liberal media, where they started really screaming about what is going on here. This is un-American. I heard one individual say, this is treasonous to even talk about it. Well, they don't know their history very well, because if they think about it, it's an American tradition. It's very American to talk about secession. That's how we came into being. 13 colonies seceded from the British and established a new country. So secession is a very much of an American principle. What about all the strong endorsements we have given over the past decade or two of those republics that seceded from the Soviet system? We were delighted with this. We never said, oh no, secession is treasonous. No, secession is a good principle. Just think of the benefits that would have come over these last 230-some years if the principle of secession had existed. That means the federal government would always have been restrained not to overburden the states with too much federalism, too many federal rules and regulations. But since that was all wiped out with the Civil War, the states, the federal government has grown by leaps and bounds, and we have suffered the consequences. And we need to reconsider this. We should think about it. It's not un-American to think about the possibility of secession. This is something that is voluntary. We came together voluntarily. A free society means you can dissolve it voluntarily. That's what the whole issue was about. Just remember, one of the reasons that Wilson drove us in unnecessarily into World War I, he talked about, well, we have to have every country in the world the benefit of self-determination. A good principle. Of course, I don't think he really believed that, but self-determination is a good principle. It's a very American principle. So to me, it's a shame that we can't discuss this. You know, it's interesting that so many of us have been taught for so many years, and as long as I can remember, from first grade on up, taking the Pledge of Allegiance, that we have a republic that's indivisible. And we have been preached at and preached it. So therefore, there is no contest, no question since the Civil War that we have even the thought that this could happen. But you know what a lot of people don't talk about, and they really don't even know about, is who wrote the Pledge to the Flag. The Pledge to the Flag came from Francis Bellamy, an avowed socialist who wanted to put into concrete in the pledge this principle of being indivisible. And he did it, you know, for the celebration, ironically, 400 years of the celebration of the landing of Christopher Columbus. So it was in 1892. I mean, the Pledge of Allegiance has not been here, you know, all our history. So I think it's worth a discussion. I think people should discuss this, because right now the American people are sick and tired of it all,